Hi guys, and welcome back to another Gab's cryptocurrency video where we trade by data and not by hype. And today, aabangan natin ang Bitcoin. We'll talk about Bitcoin, the short-term price action, the long-term and mid-term, as well as we'll look into the altcoin season kasi there's actually a big news na kailangan nating tingnan. So let's dive into the Bitcoin short-term. So let's try to look at the very short-term muna. So as you could recall guys, we are still following this falling wedge kay Bitcoin. So if makikita mo siya in the 4-hour time frame, pero if you're going to look closely at the hourly time frame, you're actually going to notice this movement playing. So we're actually, as what I mentioned sa mga post ko sa Facebook and Telegram, we are actually playing the support and resistance levels. Makikita mo itong orange lines. Bitcoin is actually respecting these orange levels. Makikita mo na we are getting support and resistances dito sa levels na to. Kahit bumagsak tayo, ito din yung naging support at resistance natin. And makita mo nag-play siya actually dito sa area na to for a quite of amount of time. And then na-break natin siya, nag-play ulit siya dito sa mga support and resistance levels. So, one thing to note in here is the support and resistance levels. So, talagang nagkakaroon siya ng movement around that areas. So, now, hi guys, nakikita niyo na ba ulit? Nawala lang yung internet. So if you can see the stream now, guys, comment down below. So let's dive back into this video and let's go back to our short-term price action kay Bitcoin. So let's reload the chart lang ulit for the Bitcoin chart. So let's go back here sa Bitcoin chart. So what we will be following is the 100 moving average. Kasi if you're going to look back at this data, the 100 moving average is actually acting as a support and resistance. So if makititingnan mo siya, yung red line na to, noong time na below the red line tayo, makita mo na, ito ay nagiging resistance. Pero nung na-break natin siya, saka siya nagiging support ng ating Bitcoin price. So nakita mo, this time, nagkaroon dito tayo ng support. And then nung na-break natin siya, saka tayo nagkaroon ng bearish action to the downside, which was this area. So that's why doon tayo nagkaroon ng dump. So ngayon, ang i-expect natin ngayon is kailangan na ma-break ni Bitcoin yung 100 moving average. And that is now what the Bitcoin price is actually testing. So that price is actually around 31.6k, around up until 33.4k. So yun yung kailangan niya ma-break ngayon in order to flip bullish for Bitcoin. So as you can see guys, ito yung 100 moving average. So we might actually move we could actually have this movement for 100-day moving average, and the best case scenario is for this to break and then mag-play siya around this level, and then siguro maybe we could get a retest of the 100-day 100 moving average again, and then before that we could head again to the upside if ma-break natin yung 100 moving average. So yun yung kailangan nyo i-consider guys, the 100 moving average in the hourly. Ano ba yung worst case scenario niya? Worst case scenario is if ma-break natin itong moving average. So if ma-break natin yung moving average, the price movement would be somewhat like this. If ma-reject siya, we could go back to the 31.6k level. So if we see that rejection, only then we could see a dump to the downside. Pero sa ngayon, we are actually trying to test the 100 moving average. So yun yung kailangan yung malaman ngayon, guys. Ayan oh. Kung titingnan natin siya closely, 100 moving average, the red line is actually being tested. Ngayon may nakita ko dyan, possible ba na mag 28k na? Possible na ba na bumaba na sa 30k? Ito guys yung kailangan nyong malaman. So, may fina-follow actually tayo na chart which is the weekly time frame. And in the weekly time frame, meron tayong fina-follow na itong line na to, the 50-week moving average. So in historical data, the 50-week moving average is actually the one that determines if we are actually still in a bull market and if we are still on track. So kung makikita mo sa 2014 market cycle, ito yung red line. So that one was the bull market. So if nandun tayo above, that was a bull market. And if below, that's a bear market. So right now, 2018 market cycle, we were above this red line. And then on bear market, we went below. And then dito, umakit tayo dito, nag-start yung bull market ulit around 2019. Pero ang problem, nagkaroon ng coronavirus dump which was unexpected. So I would disregard this part of the data. But yeah, if we are going to disregard that, we could follow still that the red line is the bull market. So let's try to look at where are we right now. So if you're going to look at the data right now, Bitcoin is actually on track. So meaning, yung dump na nakikita natin lately, normal lang siya. We are still inside the bull market pa din for Bitcoin. So maniwala kayo o hindi, as long as we are still above this 50-week moving average, masasabi pa natin na bull market pa din. The reason why nakita tayo na mas malaking pagbagsak, it's because ang layo ng inabutan natin from this 50-week moving average. Ang tagal nating hindi tinas yung 50-week moving average. Unlike previous market cycle, ilang beses natin siya tinest or malapit-lapit lang tayo siya dun. So that's why hindi tayo nagkaroon ng major dump noong 2018. Pero if you're going to look at the 2014, may malaking dump din nung 2014 kasi matagal natin hindi tinest yung 50-week moving average. So, if magkaroon ng dump, the lowest possible area would be around this red line, the 50-week moving average. And that is actually, you could follow this with this red line, and that's around 30,000 US dollars. So of course, we could get candle wicks, mga wicks lang papuntang below, siguro around 28K, 27K. Pero those will just be wicks, meaning magkakaroon lang tayo ng test sa pagbaba ng less than this level. But for me personally, I think the floor price would be following this 50-week moving average. So, dun ko masasabi na ito yung floor price natin, yung red line na to. You could actually plot this by adding moving average and selecting 50, and then you would go to the weekly time frame para makita mo yung 50-week moving average. And if you're going to look closely, nagkaroon nga tayo dun ng support. So ayan no, yung latest dump natin which is yung kahapon or the other night. Nakita mo na doon tayo nag-support. And that is around 30K. And kung titingnan mo din sa 4-hour time frame, let's look at the 4-hour time frame. So ayan no, si 4-hour time frame, yung nakita nating pagbagsak below up until 28K, wick lang siya. And it's not actually yung talagang crash na sinasabi ng mga iba na oh no, pag bumagsak sa 30K daw si Bitcoin, diretso ng 20K. No, that's not true. Remember, marami tayong data na nagsasabi na ang dami nating support levels at the 30,000 US dollar area. So first, ayan nga, kita mo, weak lang siya and it did not really signify a big crash talaga. That's not unlike yung previous dump natin na ito oh, yun yung talagang crash itong pagbagsak na to kasi buo yung candle niya. Pero kung wick lang ang nakita natin, just like today, that's not a crash. That's siguro a dip lang na nagkaroon siya ng matinding rebound kasi nga marami tayong support at those levels. So our target price would be more or less this range of around 30,000 up to the $35,000 area. So I think na dyan pa din tayo mag-play kasi hourly time frame nga, the 100 moving average is still playing in that area. And of course, strong resistance itong red area na to, which is around the 34K area to 36K. That's a strong resistance. So expect na mag-state pa tayo dito sa area na to in a few more days. But yeah, in short, to summarize this, Bitcoin is still bullish pa din kasi nga, if you're going to look at this data, yun nga, above the 50-week moving average pa din tayo. Now, the question is, what does the daily time frame would look following this 50-week moving average? So let's look at this daily time frame. And then let's open the debt cross ulit. So as you would recall, ito na yung debt cross. Ayun yung debt cross, guys. Before the debt cross, nagkaroon tayo ng bullish divergence and then nagkaroon tayo ng short-term pump na nakita natin before the debt cross and then saka tayo nagkaroon ng decline. So ngayon, how does this action compare to the previous debt cross? So it's actually by following this previous debt cross. So let's go back to the previous debt cross. So ito, yung debt cross na to, nung nagkaroon ng decline, itong area na to ang naging support. Ano ba yung area na to? So, mag-drawing tayo ng isang area dito na, let's say, lagay tayo ng price range of this area. So, take note of this area, guys, ha. Ayan na. So, ayan, pinilot ko siya. So, itong area na to ng debt cross, ano ba yung itsura niya sa weekly time frame following the 50-week moving average? So, let's go to 50-week. And then you would actually see this area. Ayan, oh. As what I have mentioned earlier, the 50-week moving average would be our support and target for a debt cross. So ayan, no, exactly as how it played on the previous debt cross, the 50-week moving average was actually our actual support. And yeah, just like what I've been mentioning, ito is coronavirus dump, so we are excluding this part since there are underlying factors with this dump. Pero yeah, 50-week moving average is the support for a debt cross. And right now, tinest pa lang natin siya pero we don't still have any support. We don't have any movement pa ngayon dito sa debt cross na to for this 50-week moving average. So I believe we can still go lower and stay around the 30K and get supported at that level for quite of time for the midterm and long term. Pero short term, yun nga, moving average would still be followed yung ito nga. So ayun. So that's Bitcoin. This is for the very short term, yung moving average and support and resistance, yung sinabi ko kanina. And for the midterm, the 50-week moving average is what we should be following. So now, let's try to look at altcoins naman. So I actually have an on-chain data right now for altcoins, and this is actually a bad news. So as what, if you could recall, guys, I mentioned the other day na we might possibly see a Bitcoin season. In fact, I also created a video indicating na altcoin season usually happen from January to May, and then Bitcoin season would start from June up until this big take profit area ng Bitcoin, which is around October or November. So sabi ko nga, 'di ba, on-chain data is telling us na altcoin seasons is hanggang this area lang, April, May, June, and doon nagte-take profit. And now let's look at the altcoin season index. Altcoin season index is right now declining, and altcoin season has now officially ended. So, yeah, bad news, guys. Tapos na altcoin season. So, ano ba yung dapat gawin natin in this point of time in history? So, let's try to look at historical data. Let's zoom out and understand ano ba nangyayari pag nag-Bitcoin season na. So, if nag-Bitcoin season na, mag-start siya actually pag nagkaroon siya ng decline below this altcoin season index level. So, ayun na, nagkaroon ng decline. And then, pag bumagsak siya dire-diretso, that would indicate na Bitcoin would be stronger and altcoins, typically, mas less ang returns ng altcoins. So, we have seen that multiple times in history. Pero sa ngayon, And this is the past 30 days, nakita mo na nag-decline na, indicating na start na ng Bitcoin season. This means we can possibly see a big returns for Bitcoin anytime soon dito kay Bitcoin. In that case, this movement would indicate na if you're going to correlate this data, ang ating pag-test ng 50-week moving average would indicate a start of a possible big pump. So possible na once we have completed a candle within the 50-week moving average, we can now actually see a possible pump to the upside within the following months of October, November, or December, or possibly early January 2022. And that is the start of the Bitcoin season. So what should we do during a Bitcoin season? So during a Bitcoin season, obviously, mas malaki ang profit ni Bitcoin kaysa sa altcoins. So you could make the case na masyadong mahal nga si Bitcoin. Sasabihin nyo, mura pa naman si altcoins, bakit siya mas maraming return? Kasi nga, Bitcoin is the king, siya may pinakamaraming market cap. At ito nga yung index na fina-follow natin, this would signify na ang ating Bitcoin dominance is pataas. Meaning, mas malakas ang movement ni Bitcoin kaysa kay altcoins. And altcoins would just bleed against Bitcoin. Ibig sabihin ng bleed, it will still pump, pero the returns ng altcoins is hindi kasing laki katulad ng Bitcoin. So let's try to look at an example with Ethereum. So this is Ethereum. Let's try to look at Ethereum in the early time frame. So ito, siguro let's use this. Pili tayo ng isang pump area. So let's try to use the June 13 up to the June 15 pump. So June 13, ito June 13 up to June 15 pump. So kung titingnan natin to, ilang percent ba yung pump ni Ethereum during this time? This time it's around 13%. Let's try to look kung ilang percent pump ni Bitcoin. For Bitcoin, it was 18%. So kita mo, di ba sabi ko sa inyo guys na the altcoin season nung time na yan na might possibly end kasi nga we saw a first sign na itong Bitcoin pump was 18% pero kay Ethereum 13% na pag-iwanan siya. This indicate na patapos na yung altcoin season. And few days later, few weeks later, na-confirm na natin na tapos na nga ang altcoin season. So in that case, altcoins like Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, BNB, and any other altcoins would perform hindi naman worse or bad, pero it would indicate na yung returns niya is hindi kasing kabilis ni Bitcoin. It will still pump. Remember guys na any coins na top 10 coins will always pump kasi yung kanilang performance would always be dependent on the Bitcoin pairing and Bitcoin dominance. Pero yeah, in general, pag Bitcoin season na, altcoin season would not be as strong as Bitcoin. Tingnan nyo to guys. If you're going to compare this latest move, si si Ethereum pababa pa din, pero kay Bitcoin, sideways na tayo. Ito, sideways na si Bitcoin, pero kay Ethereum downward movement pa din. Now, the question is, paano yung mga ibang altcoins? Magpapump pa ba sila? Yup, of course, magpapump pa din. So, ito yung next na kailangan nating tingnan, which is their Bitcoin pairing. So, we actually have a good example for this Bitcoin pairing, which is yung kay Cardano. So, let's try to look at Cardano in the early time frame. So, if you are going to look at this, as contrary to what Ethereum's been doing, kay Ethereum di ba pababa tayo? Kay Bitcoin, sideways. Pero kay Cardano, let's look at this data. This is a good example of how an altcoin can perform better during a Bitcoin season. So kay Cardano, pababa siya, pero umakyat siya. So ayan o, nagkaroon tayo ng pataas na movement kay Cardano. And this is because of the Cardano to Bitcoin dominance. So Ito yung lagi ko sinasabi sa inyo guys. If you want to proceed into any altcoins, i-select nyo yung top 10 altcoins and then tingnan nyo yung kanilang Bitcoin pairing or Bitcoin dominance. So, if pataas ang kanilang Bitcoin pairing, that would indicate na good performing ang altcoin na yon. So, let's try to zoom this one out and understand this movement ni Cardano for the long term. So if you're going to follow this, actually matagal ko na to pinakita. Gumawa ako ng isang video regarding Cardano, yung realistic price prediction ni Cardano. So this is siguro a continuation of that part. If you could look at this closely, ito yung chart ni Cardano. And from this chart, you could actually see na we are actually breaking out of this Fibonacci level, indicating na Cardano, if ma-break yung level na to, if nagkaroon ng support sa mga levels na yan, we could see a pump for Cardano as long as we are going to break these levels. So we can say na pwedeng step by step yung kanyang pagakyat, and that's not a problem. Kasi kung titingnan mo, ito yung time na nilalait ng mga tao yung Cardano na oh, stable coin siya kasi hindi naman siya, ang tagal niya nagstay sa isang area. That's actually a good thing guys kasi kung titingnan mo to, ito oh, ito yung time na naging stable, yung inaasa nila na naging stable coin daw si Cardano. It was actually this point nung tinatry niya i-break yung Fibonacci resistance. That's why nung na-break siya, if you're going to look at this closely, ang laki ng pump niya. Ayan no, nung na-break natin siya, ang daming na nagisisi na, hala, ba't di ako nakabili ng Cardano noon? Ba't sayang, bakit di ko siya tinignan? It's because, ayan yung, ito yung dahilan na kaya lagi natin tinitingnan si Bitcoin pairing. Kasi dyan mo malalaman yung performance ng coin. So, sa ngayon, Cardano is actually receiving a strong bounce from this Fibonacci level, this Fibonacci support. That's why we saw a pump in Cardano kasi yung kanyang Bitcoin dominance or Bitcoin pairing niya, yung Cardano dominance niya is actually pumping right now. So if we are getting supports like this and as long as we keep on breaking resistance dito sa kanyang Bitcoin pairing, only then we could see a pump sa kanyang coin. Then that's why nakita natin na nagpump si Cardano. So, may nakita ko kanina nagtatanong, bakit daw pataas si Cardano? This is the reason kung bakit pataas ang Cardano movement natin. So, yeah, mapapansin nyo na guys na lahat sila is dependent on data and kahit pumasok sa Bitcoin season, maganda pa din tingnan yung kanyang, if mag-altcoins ka, maganda tingnan yung kanyang Bitcoin pairing. So, ayun guys, follow the Bitcoin pairing ng altcoins nyo if you want to know yung performance ng coin. And usually, yung mga gantong magandang performance, makikita mo to at a top 10 market cap coin or if the coin is performing well in the past few days or past few weeks. So ayun guys, Cardano, that's how is Cardano playing right now, and we could actually see a more we could actually see more pump for Cardano during this Bitcoin season as long as we keep on breaking these levels. And this is more likely a parabolic move na in the Bitcoin dominance hindi in the US dollars. Kasi kung kay US dollars, ibig sabihin ng US dollars is yun yung actual value niya. Ang Bitcoin pairing, yun yung performance. So, remember, if you want to know the performance ng coin, use the Bitcoin pairing. Pero if you want to know the actual value, then that's where you're going to use the US dollar. May nakita kong question, sir, so sir, does it mean na mas maganda ba mag-invest in Bitcoin ngayon? For me personally, dapat palaging mas malaki ang ina-invest mo sa Bitcoin kaysa sa altcoins. And if you really want to invest in altcoins, saka mo pag-aralan yung kanyang Bitcoin pairing. Yung kanyang Bitcoin pairing, yung performance niya in the past few days, and how does the market cap of that altcoin is performing within the past few days, past few weeks. So, ayun guys, yun yung kailangan yung abangan. Yung performance talaga, wala yan sa price levels guys. Hindi totoo na, oh mura siya, kaya bibili ako dyan. That's not true. It's the performance. Di ba sabi nga nila na, Wala naman yung sa size, nasa performance. Same goes with crypto. Nasa performance yan ng altcoin against the Bitcoin pairing. So, let's do some technical analysis naman kay Ethereum and Cardano for the short term since pinag-uusapan na natin siya ngayon. So, now we know na altcoin season has officially ended. Let's try to understand what's the movement for these coins in the next few days. So, let's look at Ethereum at the daily time frame. So, open lang natin yung ating moving average. So, if you could recall, guys, 2 to 3 weeks ago, I actually posted a video saying na you might see I found a Cardano and Ethereum chart na indicating na we would go down. So, it actually played out exactly as predicted and makita mo na we went down to this level. And for me personally, if we want to know this movement since it's already a Bitcoin season na, the best practice is by looking at the Bitcoin pairing. So let's try to look at the Bitcoin pairing ni Ethereum. So ETH, Ether, and BTC. So let's try to understand the Ethereum to Bitcoin dominance. Ano ba yung kanyang movement ngayon and how does it actually plays out? So this is actually the Ethereum to Bitcoin dominance pairing, and remember, no altcoin season, nakakita tayo ng massive Ethereum pump, and it was actually this pump. And this is actually a good thing to see kasi nakita mo, we actually had a very strong decline to the Ethereum to Bitcoin pairing. So if we are going to follow this, this would indicate na that the Ethereum movement, the Ethereum price action would be weaker in the following days, meaning na mas less yung returns ni Ethereum ngayon. And that's fine with me kasi of course, it's Bitcoin season. So okay lang naman na medyo matagal siya dito. So yeah, no worries naman yun. Pero look at this data, guys. Let's try to use a logarithmic chart. Hindi, wag muna, mamaya. So ito yung kanyang Ethereum to Bitcoin pairing. So, nakita natin na every around June to September months, yun yung ating time na mahina si Ethereum. So, 'di ba sabi ko kanina dito sa video na to, June to September are the weaker months for altcoins, and that's the best time to enter a Bitcoin season. So let's try to look at June to September. So this one actually, gamit tayo ng ibang chart. Gamit tayo ng ibang pag-select. So let's use a price range. So this one is actually a June to September movement. So this is June to September. Makita mo na, mahina ang action ni Ethereum during this time. Let's also look at another period. Let's look at this part naman. So this is actually May, this is June, and this is to September. Makita mo na weak din yung movement ni Ethereum. And then let's try to look at another one. Siguro yung latest na ngayon, which is ito na. So this is already June to September. So September would likely end at this area. So this would validate our data na sinasabi na yung June to September are the months with the with the lowest returns. So if you're going to look at this logarithmic chart, mapapansin mo na pantay yung kanyang growth or yung levels niya. So ayan, yung mga red areas na yan, dyan mo makita yung mga weakest points ni Ethereum. Ayan no. Dyan mo makita na walang pump na nagaganap masyado for Ethereum during those June to September. So yeah, does this mean na bababa pa sa Ethereum? Hindi naman. Ibig sabihin lang nito na, kunyari, parabolic, nagkaroon ng pump si Bitcoin. Ang movement ni Ethereum is paganto. mas mahina yung pump niya as compared to Bitcoin na pag ito, susundan mo, sobrang taas na ni Bitcoin. Si Ethereum, ganito yung movement niya. If pababa ang kanyang Ethereum dominance. So, are there any good things to consider dito? Yes, actually, meron. So, the first good thing to consider with an Ethereum dominance going down is you can actually accumulate more. Kasi if you're going to look at historical data, yung ating Ethereum price action kasi nga 'di ba is comparing, is actually replicating Bitcoin's previous price. So ilang beses ko na ito pinapakita guys. Ito. So 2014 market cycle, 2018 market cycle. Following this trend, we could actually see an Ethereum price of around 10,000 US dollars, around 7,000 up until 20,000 US dollars in this market cycle. So yeah, 5,000 would be the minimum would be the minimum market cycle top for Ethereum, 5,000 US dollars, and 20,000 would be the maximum. And if nagkaroon tayo ng pahinga dito, this would actually help Ethereum to have that momentum para umakit ulit to the upside. So, this is also a good news for Ethereum na bumababa to para magkaroon ng pahingang oras. Magpahinga muna si Ethereum bago magkaroon tayo ng pump na inaabangan natin. So, that's good thing. Second, since as we all know guys, Ethereum is the top one altcoin, indicating na if if let's say nagka-consolidate si Ethereum, that we're going to see a pump with alt with other altcoins. So, this is why meron tayong Ethereum to altcoin pairing. Ito yung next question. Ano ba yung kinalaman ni Ethereum pairing sa mga altcoins? So, in times like this na mahina si Bitcoin, ay malakas si Bitcoin, tapos Bitcoin season, and then mahina si Ethereum, that's then we're going to consider an Ethereum pairing. So, now let's try to look at Cardano. So, balik tayo kay Cardano. So, if you could recall guys, yung Cardano to Bitcoin pairing is pataas. But how does this compare to the Ethereum pairing? So, let's try to look at the ADA to Ethereum. So, this is the Cardano to Ethereum dominance chart. So, this is checking the performance of this coin as compared to Ethereum. So, ito yung chart niya guys. So, makita mo na, ito ha, buksan lang natin siya na maayos. So let's try to use a logarithmic chart. So sa logarithmic chart, makita mo na nagkaroon tayo ng massive pump for the Cardano against Ethereum. And right now we are seeing that same pump, indicating na Cardano is performing well against Ethereum kasi nga Ethereum is right now consolidating around this level. So the more na mag-consolidate si Ethereum, the more na magpa-pump si Cardano. And this one actually checks out sa actual data natin, which is the Cardano to Ethereum dominance. So makita mo na si Cardano is currently performing better against Ethereum, and we have been seeing that one play out different times. So ito. So ayan o, nag-pump si Cardano to Ethereum. And then ito yung time na tinan mo. Ito yung time na naging stable coin. Yung inaasa nila na stable coin daw si Cardano. It was during this time na si nag-decline dito si Cardano dominance. And during this time, ito din yung nangyari na Ethereum pump. So tingnan nyo, nag-pump si Ethereum during this period, pero kay Cardano, nag-decline siya. So this would indicate na si if nagpa-pump si Ethereum, this would mean Cardano and other altcoins would be weaker against Ethereum. Pero if let's say nag-consolidate si Ethereum, this is where other altcoins will pump. So this is on top of other Bitcoin dominance. This one is now called the Ethereum dominance naman. So yeah, if nag-consolidate si Ethereum habang nagko-consolidate si Bitcoin, doon mas lalong magpa-pump si Cardano. So that's a good thing na nakita natin ngayon. Bitcoin is consolidating, Ethereum is bleeding, indicating na magkakaroon ng pump kay Cardano. And right now, we are seeing that move playing out exactly. So, ayun nga, nag-play out siya dito. Now, let's try to look at Cardano for the short term. So, for the short term, sa ngayon, uh, there's no other areas other than the moving average to watch out for, as well as this support and resistances. Pero since we have bottomed out, nag-bottom out na tayo kay Cardano, we can actually try to do a Fibonacci retracement chart dito. So let's use the 4-hour time frame, and then let's try to add a Fibonacci. So Fibonacci retracement, and then let's get it from the top up to the bottom. So these levels are now our new support and resistances for the Cardano price action. This latest Fibonacci retracement. So kita nyo, Fibonacci is actually playing out at this level. So right now, we are entering our first resistance kay Cardano. So if ma-break natin to, only then we could see another pump for Cardano. Pero if not, we might get a decline if hindi siya ma-break to. So yeah, this Cardano for the short term, yun yung kailangan nyo abangan. And this is on top of the moving averages. Kung titingnan mo din si 100 moving average, ito yung target natin. So we might see this one go down while the price is going up. And that would say na we could actually get a resistance around this level that is around 1.3 to 1.44 US dollar. So dun yung possible resistance levels ni Cardano. And if you actually bought the dip, this is why I keep on saying na buy the dip. Kasi buying the dip is actually a compounding profit. So if nabili mo yung dip, that's already an instant 34% pump. That's already 34% profit if nabuy nyo yung dip. So this is Cardano for the short term. 1.35 is actually a strong resistance. Pero if we break this, only then we can see a 1.56 Cardano, provided na ma-break natin yung 100 moving average in the 4-hour time frame. Now let's try to look at Cardano in the daily time frame naman. Kasi sa daily time frame, we are actually following this chart na sinabi ko sa inyo ilang weeks, 3 weeks ago na yata, 2 to 3 weeks ago. So sabi ko noon, if magkaroon tayo ng rejection sa 50-day moving average, ito oh, if nagkaroon tayo ng resistance dito, saka natin makikita yung dump to the 100-day moving average. And then sabi ko sa inyo noon, if na-break yung 100-day moving average, saka lang tayo makita ng dump to the 200-day moving average. And guys, we played that one out exactly as predicted for the Cardano price action. Makita mo na, ayan o, nag-dump tayo exactly at this level for the Cardano price action. Ayan o, doon tayo mismo nagkaroon ng rebound sa 200-day moving average. And if you're going to follow the symmetric triangle na matagal nating pina-follow, you would actually see na it actually hit the target exactly. So yeah, right now, everything is all good for Cardano. So the only thing that we should watch out for right now is the Fibonacci resistance, na which is the 1.35. Siguro let's plot that Fibonacci right now para i-post ko to sa Facebook and Telegram so that we could get an update for the Cardano price action. So ito yung Fibonacci. So this is how you draw a Fibonacci. You would plot it from the top up to the next, to the lowest point ng price average para malinis siya. And then let's try to add a horizontal line sa kanyang support and resistances para yun yung follow natin for the following days. And then let's remove this symmetric triangle, this ascending triangle. So ayan, ito yung price actions to watch out for para kay Cardano. And let's add this last one dito. So right now, Cardano would play around this level. So sabi dito, Actually, 1.34 ang resistance and right now we are testing that kasi 1.35 ngayon. Next level to watch out for is 1.56, 1.73, and 1.9. Worst case scenario is we might be going down up to the 0.8 level. Yun yung worst case scenario. Pero that is getting unlikely kasi kung titingnan mo sa daily time frame, yung 200-day moving average is tumaas na, indicating na we might not go lower below this level anymore in the future. So yeah, that's Cardano for the price movement in the following days. It's good to follow the Cardano to Ethereum price action as well as the Cardano to Bitcoin dominance pair. And yeah, as long as Bitcoin is consolidating and Ethereum is consolidating, as long as these both of these coins are consolidating, we could see a Cardano pump for the very short term. Ayan no. Pero yeah, ito yung kagandahan ng top 10 market cap coins, especially if tapos na yung altcoin season. Kasi nga sa data natin, 'di ba, tapos na yung altcoin season, ayan no. Tapos top 10 market cap coin ka, then ka makita talaga ng pump sa mga good performing coins talaga. So let's try to look at the comment section muna saglit. Lumilipat po ba money flow kaya tinitingnan natin sa chart? Kaya tinitingnan natin dominance. Yes, actually, wala akong chart ngayon ng yung money flow niya ngayon pero yeah, kay money flow ang nangyayari Bitcoin, Ethereum, top major major coins and then saka sa mga altcoins. So, gawa tayo ng isang para sa mga hindi nakaalam paano yung money flow ni Ethereum to Bitcoin. It's actually somewhat like this. So first we could see a BTC. So people would put first money sa Bitcoin. Next is kay Ethereum. And then third is yung mga major altcoins, top 10 altcoins. So top 10 alts. So ayan o, top 10 altcoins. So ayan, i-ano lang natin. And then lastly is yung mga shit coins or small market cap coins. So yung mga small market cap coins pati meme coins, dyan usually magpa-pump after ng top 10 altcoins. So nakita natin to actually mag-play out noong from the altcoin season. XRP kasama dito guys sa top 10 alts. So ito ha, Bitcoin. Of course, siyempre ang start nito is US dollar. So yung money flow palagi is US dollar ang start papunta kay Bitcoin. And then from Bitcoin, after mag-pump ni Bitcoin, Ethereum would comes next. After ni Ethereum, mapupunta sa top 10 market cap altcoins. And then after na top 10 altcoins, doon sila nag-invest sa mga small cap coins like yung mga very small valued coins such as yung ano ba yung mga example katulad ng yung mga Ponzi coins. Kinakita nyo ang dami nag-pump na Ponzi coins noong altcoin season kasi yung money flow nga. And then after that, saka tayo babalik sa US dollar. So, ganun yung usual playout nila ngayon. Especially nung altcoin season ngayon. Nakita nyo guys kung paano nag-playout siya. So, ayun guys. Let's try to look at the Bitcoin for the short term ulit. Kasi I believe nagkakaroon tayo ng pump for Bitcoin. Thanks Alexis Ruvivar for that donation. I appreciate that. Guys, if you would like to drop some donation, you could actually do so by clicking the super chat down below. So now let's go back to this. Let's go back to the Bitcoin short term. So ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo guys kanina sa start ng video. If na-break natin yung 100 moving average sa ating early time frame, only then we could see a pump for Bitcoin. And ayun nga, nangyayari nga siya. 'Di ba? Sabi ko sa inyo, 'di ba? Ayan oh. 100 moving average. If na-break siya, saka tayo magpo-pump. And then ayun oh, nag-break siya. And then because of that, we could actually see Bitcoin play at this next level around the 33.5k up to the 34.4k area. So diyan yung next levels to watch out for. So we might actually play this one out at this level for some time. And then, ano ba yung kailangan natin abangan? Kailangan yung 100 moving average ay umangat. At if ever na bumagsak ulit sa Bitcoin, Bitcoin needs to retest the 100 moving average in the early time frame. So that's what you have to follow sa sarili nyong chart. So if I were you, start plotting the 100 moving average. You could actually get that by typing the indicator MA, and then pag na-select nyo na siya, you just have to click the setting and then type in sa input 100 so that you could see this 100 moving average chart for the Bitcoin price action. So yeah, that's Bitcoin, and right now we are pumping. MACD is about to cross. Ito din, good indicator. So I know we are seeing a possible pump kasi nga si MACD is also crossing and RSI is not yet overbought. So far so good pa naman kay Bitcoin. Am I expecting this to be a long-term pump? I don't think so. Siguro short-lived lang to na para lang ma-break natin yung 100 moving average and maybe get a retest of the 34k resistance. So only then if ma-break natin itong 34k resistance, saka lang itong 34 to 36 strong rejection area. If na-break yan, saka lang ako mag-entertain ng pump for the Bitcoin price action. Pero yeah, short-term pump ito. And actually, you could actually play this one out, guys, kasi kung let's say scalper kayo. Thanks Roro Noah Zoro for that donation. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So let's say guys, if scalper kayo and you want to play out or you want to swing trade into any position dito, the support and resistances are actually the best areas. Actually, 'di ba nakita nyo lately, sabi ko hindi man ako nag-futures trading, 'di ba? Pero napansin nyo guys, nagpo-post ako lately ng mga gains ko sa futures. It's actually because of this support and resistances. Kasi kung titingnan mo to, if you are going to play this, that's a 2.77% long position. And if you're going to take a short position, that's actually an extra 2.81%. And if you are going to buy that one again, extra 2.74, pababa ulit, 2.54. So, mapapansin nyo na guys, yung mga support and resistance areas, those are actually the good levels to watch out for at dun mas maganda maglaro ng swing trading positions and scalping position din. Tingnan nyo guys, so dito siya nagpe-play. So ayan no, if I were you, kung gusto mo talaga mag-scalping, follow uh this support and resistance areas. Kasi tingnan mo, every time na magkakaroon ka ng movement dyan, 2.45 oh, $2, 2% for every movement. Kaya pinapost ko kanina guys, if you want to follow this movement, you need to look at the support and resistances kasi dyan tayo lately naglalaro ng price actions. So ayan no, naglaro tayo dyan. And then after nyon, we actually received a dump, which is actually the previous support is now the previous resistance is now the support ng ating price action. Scalping tutorial. So guys, if alam nyo, swing trader ako and kaya lang ako nag-scalping ngayon kasi uh, siguro na bored lang ako. So nag-scalping lang ako for saglit. Pero guys, kung gusto niyo malaman yung technique ko for scalping, ganito lang ginagawa ko actually, support and resistances. And if nagkaroon lang ng breakout, doon lang ako naglalaro. Katulad ito, kung ito, actually kanina, noong habang naghihintay ako nung nawala internet connection ko. Fina-follow ko yung 15-minute time frame. And then sa 15-minute time frame, binuksan ko itong 20 and 50 moving average. Actually, 20 and 100 moving average. So, ang ginawa ko dito, if nag-touch dito sa 100 moving average, saka ako nagpuput ng short position up to this next support. And if if na-break itong 20 moving average ng 15-minute time frame, saka ako nag-add ng extra short position up to this support. And then after dyan, take profit na ako. Aabangan ko tong price action na to. And pag nakita ko nag-low lower pa siya, automatically, magkakonsider na ako dito ng long position kasi below the support area na to. And then mag-take profit ako at the 20 moving average dito. And then if na-break siya, actually dito hindi ko to binay pa. Kasi inaabangan ko yung kanyang confirmation na mag-go above this 20 moving average. And then ito yung huling position ko actually, which is itong nag-buy ako dito. Tapos nag-sell ako dito sa 100 moving average. Yun yung huling scalping ko kanina. Siguro kaninang hapon. Mabilis ang scalp lang na from this 20 moving average up to this 100 moving average. And then ngayon, if hindi lang ako naka-live ngayon, siguro ano na ako dito. Nag-long position ako dito for saglit. Hanggang saan yung pump nito? Siguro, ang pump nito is aabutin hanggang, let's try to look at the technicals. Actually, baka ito na yung short-term pump kasi let's try to look at the RSI. Oversold na si 15 minute. So this would indicate na this is the best time to take profit na. Kung nag-enter ka dito ng long position for the 15-minute time frame, I think now is the best time to sell kasi overbought na. So ayan, nagkaroon pa tayo ng pump. So ayan, 'di ba? Yung 100 moving average, same goes sa hourly. Yun yung fina-follow niya. So ayun, yun yung personal strategy ko lang for scalping. So alam ko may iba't ibang ways of scalping na pwede niyong panoorin katulad kay Miranda Mining. Alam ko meron silang scalping tutorials na which I think mas better other than sa ginagawa ko kasi yung sa akin dito is personal scalping ko lang to. Hindi siya hindi siya siguro yung in practice na nakita niyo sa mga ibang YouTubers. Personal practice ko lang naman siya. Ano po yung setting ng moving averages nyo at ilan po? Ang fina-follow ko is 20, 50, 100, and 200 moving averages for each and every time frame actually. For mas effective po ba ang MA compared to EMA 48? Actually, both of them are okay naman. So, si exponential kasi, exponential moving average. In statistical terms ha, exponential moving average is skewed. Yung data niya is skewed to the latest action, meaning mas nagpo-focus yung data niya sa latest movement. So kung meron kang galaw na ganto, ang mas mapapansinin ng exponential moving average is itong data na yan, yung latest. Pero if follow mo si moving average alone, ang susundan ni moving average is yung average nitong both pump and dump. Kaya fina-follow ko si moving average instead of the exponential kasi si moving average, tinitake into consideration niya yung previous pump niya and latest dump. Unlike kay exponential moving average, yung latest data ang i-consider niya. Kaya ganyan yung movement ni EMA. So, makita nyo siya actually sa Binance charts na if nag-plot ka ng EMA, ang movement niya is yung latest data at hindi siya basing on the overall move, moving average talaga. So, kaya fina-follow ko si MA for the short term kasi mas gusto ko fina-follow yung overall price action kaysa sa exponential na yung latest. So, anong time frame po okay tumingin ng support and resistances? Actually, makikita mo siya sa kahit anong time frame. So, dito, ito nga nakatingin tayo sa hourly time frame. Makikita mo itong support and resistances. Ayan o, kitang-kita mo siya dito. Same goes sa 4-hour time frame. Makikita mo din siya. So, I think any time frame makikita mo naman siya. It's just a matter of anong type of trader ka. If short term, siguro 15 minute and the hourly time frame would be better. Swing position hourly up to the 4-hour time frame or daily. And if long term, daily up to the weekly time frame, dun mas okay. So ayun, that's Bitcoin for the short term. Let's try to understand naman itong support naman. So I believe guys na sabi ko 'di ba sa inyo kanina, yung level na to, ito, that this 50-week moving average or the 30K area, yun yung pinapaniwalaan kong floor price na. Kasi first, 50-week moving average is indicating na doon tayo more likely magkakaroon ng support, and another data is saying itong previous dump natin, ang naging support natin was actually this 30K area din. So if you're going to get a support, tingnan nyo, dito siya nagkaroon ng support nung nagkaroon ng dump. So we might still play around that area. Sa ngayon pa lang tayo naglalaro dun sa area na yun. So I believe na around this area would be the floor price. That's around 28 up to 35K. 28 to 35K, pero kung yung accurate, yung pinaka-accurate talaga na floor price, the 50-week moving average is around 30,000 US dollars for the floor price. And maganda din tingnan si weekly time frame kasi tingnan nyo to. Ito yung nag-hold ng yung green line, yung 200 week moving average. Yan yung nag-hold ng support ng ating market cycle ni Bitcoin. And if nag-fail to, saka lang tayo makita ng weak movement for both altcoins, Bitcoin, and any coins dito sa crypto market space. Libre po ba lahat ng indicators sa Binance app na trading view? Yup, libre naman. Ito, wala namang bayad lahat to eh, since free naman siya. Gabal's future signal? I don't think so. Siguro, i-share ko lang yung mga ginagawa kong trade lately for altcoins or for futures. Pero overall, future signal siguro konti lang. Saan po pwede tumingin ng volume profile? May bayad na kasi sa trading view eh. Actually, sa trading view yung maganda tingnan eh. So, wala walang ibang option other than trading view. Kasi si trading view may pinakang accurate na chart. I-ano ko lang to. So yeah, medyo magaling si trading view kumuha ng marketing nila for subscription. Andun yung may best best option. What's your price prediction for Cardano on December 2021? Actually, nasagot ko na to sa isang video. Pero yeah, let's do a realistic price prediction ulit kay Cardano. So right now, Cardano is 1.36 US dollars. Let's look at the Cardano to Bitcoin dominance chart. So remember, Cardano to Bitcoin dominance chart ang fina-follow natin for the performance ng coin. So let's try to look at this price action, this Fibonacci level. So sa ngayon, if we get, ito yung realistic price prediction niya. So 119% pump from 1.36. So 1.36 times 2.1972. We could actually see a $3 Cardano. Yun yung lowest point, lowest possible na makuha natin. Pero, what's the most idealistic or ano yung highest possible price action natin for Cardano? It's actually this one. So, let's try to compute this. So, 800%. So, 1.36 times 9.1369. $12 is yung highest or let's say yung pinakang ceiling niya, ceiling price. Hindi, ito yung possible na pwede natin makuhang price for Cardano, pero not more than $12 na. So this could pump at least $3 and a maximum of, let's say, around $12. So Cardano would go at not lower than $3, but higher than, but less, not, ulitin natin. Cardano would go higher than $3, pero not lower, pero not higher than $12. So, ayun, ano ba yung kanyang, uh, let's get the midpoint nito. So, 12 minus 3, 9 divided by 2. So, 9 divided by 2, 4.5. 3 plus 4.5. 7.5 would be the median ng ating price level. So, safest bet, $7.5 ang safest bet natin for Cardano for December. So may nagtanong, paano daw palabasin yung Fibonacci retracement sa Binance trading chart? You could actually select at this left side, select mo tong tool, and then meron dyan Fibonacci retracement. So pag na-select mo si Fibonacci retracement, ilagay natin siya sa weekly time frame para makita nyo itsura niya. Reset chart and then let's select logarithmic chart. And then ito, Fibonacci retracement from previous all-time high up until sa lowest point. Ayan ang Fibonacci retracement level natin. So, another thing to consider, nakita ko to kay Satoshi Stacker kung pinapanood nyo din siya. So, pinapanood ko din siya, guys. Actually, nire-recommend ko din yung mga videos niya na pinakita ni Satoshi Stacker na yung latest dump actually falls within this Fibonacci level of the 1.6, the 618 or the Fibonacci golden pocket or the Fibonacci golden ratio. So this is also another thing to consider na this could possibly be the floor price and that is around 30,000 US dollars or 29 to 30,000 US dollars. Sir, pang ilang cycle mo na to? So first cycle ko is yung 2017, 2018, yun yung first market cycle ko na napasukan. So ngayon dito na ako sa second market cycle. So tinatry ko gamitin lahat yung mga natutunan ko noong 2017, 2018 market cycle ito sa latest para hindi ko na maulit yung mga mistakes ko noon. So yeah, uh, so anong cycle lang to? Ano tips mo sa unang cycle lang to gain more profit? Uh, for me to be honest, I would wait. Of course, I would buy in ngayon kasi of course halfway pa lang tayo ng market cycle kasi nga the logarithmic growth curve is indicating na halfway point pa lang tayo. So, a lot of room to grow pa. So, 130K Bitcoin is just started printing sa ating logarithmic growth curve. So, indicating na tataas pa din talaga ang Bitcoin price. So, of course, best advice ko ngayon is, of course, I would buy Bitcoin pa din ngayon. Pero remember na you should you should also take profits when then umabot na tayo sa let's say around the 100k figures, or you should start setting a milestone for the Bitcoin price levels. So let's say hindi mo alam ano yung market cycle top talaga. Pero ang daming speculation sa internet na nagsasabi na ang market cycle top natin is around 100 to 300k. What I would do personally is I would do dollar cost average out, meaning magsasell ako ng partial profit along the way. So that would mean let's say si Bitcoin is aabot ng 100k, 200k, and 300k. Example lang to guys ha, hindi ko sinasabi na pupunta siya dyan, pero example lang. First selling point ko, mag-sell ako ng 33% ng position ko dito sa 100k, and then mag-sell ako ulit ng next 33% sa 200k, and then another 33% sa 300k. So, if ever na let's say hindi umabot ng 200k, at least nakapag-take ako ng profit. At let's say nag-dump to, at least meron ka nakuha profit. Or let's say hindi umabot sa 300k, at least naka-take profit ka around 200k. So if I were you, I would start setting a target level or milestone areas for your take profit area for Bitcoin, especially kay altcoins. So yun yung strategy ko actually na sinusundan ngayon. Ako personal strategy ko is 100k, 130k, and 180k. Yun yung realistic price prediction ko. I don't think, for me, I'm not currently seeing a 200k Bitcoin. I don't think na realistic in 200k. Though it's probable, pero it's 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 uh it's possible na umabot tayong 200k, pero I don't think 200k is going to be reached within this market cycle. Siguro 180k kasi on-chain data, the last time na nag-touch tayo sa, let's use the daily time frame. Kasi the last time na nag-touch tayo sa kanyang level at around this area, Bitcoin pumped a modest around, ito ha, dito lang tayo sa start na to. Bitcoin pumped a modest 500%. So, if 500% sa current price action natin, so that would indicate 30,000 times 6. 30,000 times 6, 180k Bitcoin, ibig sabihin ng pump niya from this level. So, that's why I think 180k Bitcoin is yung, for me, yung pinaka market cycle top. It would not go more than 180k. And kung titingnan natin si Bitcoin logarithmic chart, so ito tingnan nyo guys, October to November usually ang market cycle top. So let's look at the Bitcoin logarithmic chart. So this is the Bitcoin logarithmic chart. Makita mo na yung ating growth curve is currently indicating a 130k Bitcoin not far from this market cycle. Ayan o, 130k Bitcoin na yung ating maximum market cycle top. So this would indicate na Bitcoin would reach 130k, and it will for sure reach 100k kasi tingnan nyo to, itong level na to, previously the $67,000 was actually the Fibonacci resistance dito sa Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, and now that same level is now ranging to 100k level. So 100k level is not bad na. So that's a good take profit area. Sir, pag nag 100k po si Bitcoin, hatak po din ba ang mga altcoins kahit hindi po altcoin season? Thanks po. Of course, yes. Mahatak sila. Ang magiging effect niya is yung parabolic pump. So, there are two areas na sinasabi ko na magpo-pump si altcoins. So, the first thing is itong consolidation area. Diyan nagpo-pump ang altcoins. And the other area kung saan nagpo-pump si altcoins is during this parabolic pump. So there are two phases where we could see an altcoin pump. It's during this consolidation phase, and second is during this parabolic pump. So yeah, mahatak si altcoins pag nag-start na yung parabolic pump natin. So na-stuck ako in the $1.9 area in Matic. What would you do in this situation? Na-FOMO po ako since kaka-join ko lang this May. Uh, First of all, I would know kung ano ba yung profile ko as a trader, if short term ba or long term. If long term trader ako, sige, let's try to look at the Matic chart para mabigyan ka natin ng hostisya sa iyong problema na yan. So let's try to look at Matic at the US dollar level. Actually, nagbigay ako ng signal kay Matic noon na overbought na masyado si Matic kasi kung titingnan mo sa weekly time frame, and if you're going to look at the bull market support band, ang layo na. Actually, ayun nga, naiwan yung mga traces ng ano ko, ng chart. Sabi ko noon, nababagsak si Matic at this level. And nag-play out nga pala. Ngayon ko lang ulit nakita yung chart ko. So yeah, same goes with other price actions. Nag-play out exactly as predicted din to. Hindi lang natin tinitingnan pero yeah, nag-play out siya. And it's because yung 100 moving average is way overbought na. So what would you do in this scenario na let's say nag-buy ka at around 1.9? Actually, 1.9 is not bad ha. So if you're a long-term trader, I would buy more into this position. Hayaan ko lang yung binili ko na 1.9. Tapos, pag nagdi-dip, mag-restock lang ako na mag-restock as every opportunity. Pero let's say short-term trader ka, only then mag-iisip ako ng cut loss. Doon ako magka-cut loss kung short-term ka. Tapos let's say, andito na yung level. Tapos gusto mo pa bumili mo sa mas lower. Doon lang, if short-term ka, doon ka lang magka-consider ng cut loss. Pero remember guys, selling is riskier than buying kasi regardless of the price action, the coin movement will always go up over time. So, regardless kung saan ka nag-buy, aakit pa din naman talaga ang coin as long as good performing coin siya at nasa top 10 market cap coin. I think you're guaranteed of a profit anytime soon in the future. So, ayan, this is Matic naman. Ayan. So far, okay naman yung price action ni Matic in the logarithmic growth curve, in the logarithmic chart. Sadyang naging overbought lang talaga. Would Matic go higher pa? Of course, it would go. But to know how high will it go higher, doon natin titingnan si Matic to Bitcoin dominance. So let's try to look at Matic to Bitcoin. So right now, 1.19 ang current price ni Matic. Let's try to look at the Bitcoin pairing. So ito si ating Matic to Bitcoin chart. So since ngayon tayo ulit nag-pump, let's try to understand ano ba yung possible highest position niya. So ngayon overbought na to, so not possible to. Ito, since nag-bottom out naman pala siya dito, ito yung next movement for Matic following the Bitcoin dominance chart. So ayan, if we would let's say magpump pa siya around 90%, so this would indicate 1.19 up to 1.9. Matic would still go back to 2.26 US dollars. Babalik pa si Matic at 2.2 US dollars siguro in the midterm. So babalik pa naman siya, so you should not worry about that. So kung bumili ka ng 1.9, I don't think na masyado kang magpapanik kasi Bitcoin dominance pair yung matic dominance niya against Bitcoin is still good. And maximum price action niya would be around this level. So if follow natin to 400%, so that's around 5.80. Ang highest matic value na pwede natin makita is around 6.9 US dollar. So 6.9 US dollars ang possible highest point ni matic for this level. I think that's a modest, ayan, for 80% mula ngayon. So if nag-buy ka na matic ngayon and then ang lowest ang lowest profit na pwede mo makuha is around 90% kasi of course babalik tayo sa all-time high. So if bumili ka ngayon ng matic, ang pinakang maliit na profit na makukuha mo for matic is 90% from this point of time up to the all-time high, and the maximum is around 480% of profit. So anyway, we'll end this video in a bit since medyo matagal na tayo. And yeah, let's go back to the Bitcoin short-term price and siguro let's wrap up this video. So let's look at Bitcoin again for the short term. Let's look at the hourly time frame. So ayun, Bitcoin broke out of this 100 moving average, and then you would expect some resistance at around the $34,000 area. So as what I've been saying, Bitcoin is just getting started. And guys, if you want to nominate me at the Binance Influencer of the Year chart, you could actually nominate me. Link is in the description below. And if you want to see more signals like this, you could follow our Telegram, Discord, Facebook, and Twitter. Link is in the description down below then. So follow them, guys. And if you want to support this channel, you can leave some donations dito. You following the YouTube Super Chat if you want. So right now, Bitcoin will still play around this level, around 33.5K to 34K. And if we get a major rejection, the 100 moving average would be our support for this dump if nagkaroon ng dump. So MACD is indicating na magkakaroon ng short-term pump, short-term lang, not not much na pwedeng pang mahabaan or matagalan. And RSI is indicating na hindi pa siya overbought, so possible pa siya na umakit pa. So ayun, thanks guys for watching the video. If you find this informative, please give this video a like, and thanks for your support as always. Subscribe for more if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.